Hey, it's SickBoy from the Gaminganarchist Collective, and welcome to the Anarchic Eye for December the 3rd, 2013. Well, I need to start this episode off with a little bit of rumour control. That is specifically the game Storm of Vengeance, which is a Warhammer 40,000 title. It has been rumoured to be a MOBA, which personally I thought would have been awesome. As a huge fan of the Warhammer 40k universe, I would have loved the opportunity to have a MOBA game. It turns out it's a tower defense game, so everybody's aware. There are no assets or anything that's been made clear. We don't know what's going on with it. It is coming out in the first quarter of 2014. It is not a MOBA, okay? Just so everyone's very clear on that. Don't be expecting a Warhammer 40,000 MOBA. It seems that the journalist jumped the gun, took the description of the game and turned around and assumed it was a MOBA, when unfortunately it isn't. Right, and this is something of a PSA to Xbox One owners. Be aware that there is a video circulating to say that with a few button presses you can turn an Xbox One, a retail version, into a dev kit. Now Microsoft have just released a press release to say don't do it. Because you can activate certain functions by utilising these button presses, it does not make it into a dev kit. The Xbox One dev kits are separate machines. So they will say that there is a risk that if you do that, it will essentially brick your console and potentially invalidate your warranty. So if you're interested in a development unit and you're a serious game developer, or you're just a hobbyist, be very cautious about using a retail Xbox One and trying to utilise that as a dev kit. You may well come massively unstuck and find that you've wasted hundreds of dollars or pounds or whatever your regional equivalent of your own money, and that would absolutely blow for you, so you have been warned. Well, sticking with the Xbox One, I want to congratulate those people who did purchase an Xbox One and were not fully satisfied with what they got, and they got together on Reddit and there's been a full list of functionality that you want to see put into the machine. This list was put up on Reddit and it includes a great deal of things, that a lot of functionality that really should have been in the machine that has been either taken out between the 360 or the One, or that it actually should have been really should have been there as a next gen thing. Now it has been noted that Larry Herb has spotted this and has claimed that it's been passed on to the development team. Now that is in no way a promise that they're going to do anything about it. However, this is how you make things better. Stay vocal, get together, be organised, be respectful, and list down the things that you want that make things worth your money. If you tell Microsoft, and what I've been doing for quite some time is telling Microsoft what will lose them my money. And that's what people should be doing. And in the case if you already bought the machine, you should be vocal about saying, I want this. I want it exactly tailored to my needs. Now, you won't always get what you want. And if you're an early adopter, you do take the risk of the machine not actually being right for you. But stay vocal, stay together, and do things like this. It is a really good thing. It is good to see gamers responding in a mature manner in order to make things better for themselves and others. Well, Sony have come out and explained some of the reasons behind them not pushing the Vita TV over to the West. Now, their reasoning is fairly sound, if not ideal for those of us who are interested in seeing if this machine's any good. Now, those of you who know, basically the Vita TV is in essence a streaming box that you plug into your television that is compatible with PSP and Vita titles, and also, presumably, they're saying it's going to be compatible with certain backwards compatible either PS3, PS2 titles streaming in through the box, and it has a great deal of the media functionality that was not available at launch with the PlayStation 4. So in essence, the Vita TV is something akin to a lot of the functionality that came with the Xbox One that hasn't been reflected in the PS4. Now, the reason they've gone for Japan only to launch this machine first off is they're claiming that basically Japan is not really that into streaming. and they've noted that obviously in America and in Europe, streaming is a big thing. A lot of people have either Netflix or Amazon Prime or, you know, both. They utilise streaming a lot. Streaming is a big part of everyone's day. People have mobile phones and they make sure that their data package is sufficient to allow for streaming when they're not on Wi-Fi. I know I certainly do. I want to make sure I've got enough bandwidth in order to stream things. So it's a big factor over here, and that's why it would make sense that it's more attractive over here. However, they want to build an actual base in Japan, and they want to convert Japan to digital streaming. Now that of course means moving away from owning stuff, of course, because really these titles are all very much about digital streaming, streaming boxes, licensing, not actually owning what you're buying. But a lot of people have shown interest in the Vita TV, certainly more so than they would have. Some people said they're not really interested in buying a Vita, but a Vita TV is interesting. That it was actually compatible with a PS3 controller, and you could play games on it through your television. So it's essentially a mini streaming box for your Vita and PSP games. Now, there is a problem being that a number of games in the Vita aren't actually compatible with the DualShock 3. I don't know why they haven't really worked this one through, because the Vita has a touchpad and the DualShock 3 does not have a touchpad. So connecting it in with the DualShock 3 means that a lot of games that have touchpad functionality don't actually work. So right now there's a huge amount of teething in this system, and we'll see what happens. I would have liked, ideally, to have seen some of this functionality just stuck in the PS4. That would have been a better option for consumers. Now, I see that they're trying to keep their costs down, and they're basically trying to separate certain aspects into a different SKU, because they don't want to have necessarily streaming from the mobile device streaming on their major hardware, which I personally think is a bit of a mistake, but the full information is in the description field. You can see their argumentation and their rationale for why they've done things the way they've done things. I personally would not have developed the hardware as they have, but they've at least given a reason for why they haven't actually brought this machine out to the West yet. Well, as I mentioned yesterday, the Just Cause 2 multiplayer mod is coming to Steam this year, and it's coming on the 16th of December. That's now been confirmed on the Steam page for Just Cause 2. It is coming in the next couple of weeks. So personally, I am really excited to see what this actually has to offer. Personally, I really think it could be a fantastic multiplayer experience. I'm very glad to see this highly successful title still getting active mod support after 3 and a bit years. If this was an EA game, they'd have shut the fucker down a long time ago. Certainly, if it was stuck into any kind of server system, they would have shut the damn thing down. I like the fact that this game still has a life. It is still kicks the arse of a lot of machines, to be honest. It is quite a powerhouse of a game. So I'm looking forward to that, and I personally think I'll be getting that mod and giving it a good go. Because, fuck it, 600 multi-person multiplayer in Just Cause 2 sounds absolutely fantastic. Anyway, guys, you've been looking through the 2020 vision of the Anarchic Eye. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll catch you guys later.